Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Erin. I go by Erin, the Urban Mermaid. And if you're here, you are here for the Gemini Sun Goddess Tarot reading. Every 30 days or so, when the sun changes zodiac signs, I like to do a little tarot reading for everyone to kind of assess the energy of the season. So a little bit about Gemini. Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac, and it is ruled by the infamous Mercury. So together they rule the third house, which is the house of communication. But Gemini deals with a lot more than that. It's not just communication. It is speaking. It is listening. It is how we process information. It is thoughts. It is our options. On some level, it can even be our dreams, our intelligence, or the intelligence we think we have or we don't think we have. Um, um, Gemini is a mutable air sign. So that means that they are pretty good with change. So they actually are quite flexible. They're very curious. They're open to changes. They're not ones to remain stagnant. And air signs, of course, just deal more with mental energy, with swords energy, since we are talking about tarot. Um, and I think that Gemini is one of the signs that kind of gets a bad rep for its shadows, even though all of our signs have our shadows. But because they're dualistic in nature, they are the twins. They do get a bad rap when they are misaligned for being two-faced, for being liars, for being deceptive, for being manipulators. But you know what? Any sign when out of alignment will have their shadows. Those are just some very untrustworthy ones, we'll put it that way. So before I get into the reading, I was trying to think, do I have any announcements? I just wrapped up the last session of Let's Talk Tarot, which is my tarot group that I teach how to read intuitive tarot, and it will not be back till summer 2023. As you guys know, I am due with my third child at the end of this summer, therefore stopping all of my major courses, transcendences, and intensives. So I am hosting a pretty deep, here we go, ritual called High Priestess of Divine Light on summer solstice. So it will take place on June 22nd. For those who want to kind of open and access more their psychic abilities and gifts, open and unblock their third eye and their crown chakra, connect more easier to their highest self, listen closer to their intuition. So I'm not giving all the goods away on here. And it is actually by invitation only. And it's not like my monthly Kuan Yin or Guadalupe rituals. It is a much more intense ritual. And because of that, I don't know when I'm going to cap it off participation wise, but I do already have 5 people. So if you'd like more information on that, I will leave the mailing list link below. I would love to have you. And then the next Kuan Yin ritual will be done on the Cancer moon, which is June 29th. So other than that, I don't think I have any announcements. I just want to thank you all for being here and for your support. So let's get into our Gemini reading. I'm once again reading with my favorite little fairy tarot deck. I will be clarifying with the hologram deck, and then I will pull an oracle at the end. So let's see what is up with Gemini season. Okay. All right, I think I shuffled these enough before. All right, 5 of winter. It looks like right now we're in a big time of releasing. Now, winter in this deck also does refer to swords, which refers to our mental energy. I have found that this year in general has been a very mentally challenging year. Staying out of my head, I feel the collective agrees with me. And the way we kind of stay out of our heads and the way we don't let things eat at us or overthink or overanalyze is through releasing. So that means that we can't keep putting stuff up there without that overwhelm to happen. So it's the 5 of winter is telling me that it's really time for us to release something or some things that are misaligned with this energy that we want to bring into our lives. So let's go a little further. Let's pull our cards here. Prince of Autumn, the Star, always love seeing that. Princess of Autumn. So we have coin energy. It looks like a lot of our releasing has to do with worth and value. This is funny. I always say I feel like I'm reading for myself because we are in the middle of Saturn retrograde, which is looking at our karma. For me, it's going through the second house, which is the house of money, finances, possessions. But I think it's important for us to remember it's also about value and worth, and it's also about our own self value and worth. So um, I think it's time for us in the releasing that we're doing mentally. Um, it's more also about discerning the information that comes our way, uh, being wise, getting wise. So making wiser choices financially might be somehow adding to our self-worth. Perhaps we have some deep-rooted money trauma there. So King of Spring, a lot of court cards, the Magician, 4 of Autumn. Okay, let's take a look at this spread right here. So King of Spring is a boss card. You know, as much as I say I hate that word, but this is really standing in your power and owning shit. So what I'm getting is we need to release those like fears and anxieties that keep us low vibrational. It keeps us from not recognizing our own worth and our own value. And how I think finance is playing into that is we need to go back and look at maybe some of our patterns financially and what have we learned? You know, how have we gotten a hold of this? How are we making more aligned decisions? And I think that is actually going to add to our self-worth and our self-confidence. Because when it comes to stuff like this, the magician's coming up, the healing is really internal. You know, it's only the work that we do on ourselves that is reflected here. And that's a big Saturn retrograde lesson in itself. You know, that it's time for us to take self responsibility and accountability. If you have been doing that, meaning maybe at one time you weren't always in integrity money wise, I think it happens to the best of us. If you have been working on yourself and you've been working on changing that and being more aligned and making better decisions, being more financially organized is a great way to put it. I hate the word budget, I think it's very low vibrational. You will be able to release those deep, deep cycles and traumas because you've been doing the work and you keep choosing yourself. Keep, you know, it adds to your worth every time you don't betray yourself in this situation. So 4 of Autumn, what I'm getting is you're learning to find your balance and your footing with all of this. And hey, doesn't happen for all of us at 18 years old. It happens for us sometimes, for us, it happens for us, not to us, through our lifetime, so we get the experience we need. I mean, this reading is just screaming Saturn retrograde already. So in this work that we're doing, that we have been doing, we're really just looking to find the balance in all of this stuff. I'm going to pull a couple more cards here. Queen of Winter, the Ice Queen. Ace of Summer. And the Dreamer. Okay, I really like the direction this is going. So the Queen of Winter kind of paired up with the King of Spring is like, I want to say know it all, but I don't want it to sound condescending. I think it's an inner knowing that we have that we've learned to, the balance is coming in here mentally and it's coming in here inspirationally. We're finding that balance and that footing in our lives and we're letting go. That release is coming up again, that mental release of those stories that we've played in our head that create these limiting beliefs. And in this case, it is really showing up around the finances, which have kept us in low confidence and low value. So Ace of Summer and the Dreamer together are kind of telling me that around the bend from Gemini season, I'm even going to take it a little bit further, because I don't think things just end abruptly and then life changes. I feel that things shift, and then there's a process to it all. So I'm actually feeling this for like mid-July, of very much a new beginning that is karmically honoring all the work you've put in and the integrity and the change. I see, um I feel like with the Ace of Summer, which is uh like the Ace of Cups, which is one of my signs, one of my favorite cards in the deck. Um it's almost bringing like a rebirth to yourself. You're rebirthing yourself after all of this trial and tribulation and doing the work and all that, and you're on a new adventure. You're on this new path where you trust yourself and you trust the divine so fully to lead you where you're meant to be, and you already have these tools in your tool belt of the healing that you've done. You're like unfuckable with whatever. You're very strong. I'm getting a sense of where we're standing very strong in our power. The universe knows you've been putting in the work and you've been healing, and that you're in integrity. As long as you keep checking in with yourself and making those decisions, you're going to continue to be honored. Okay. Don't worry so much about being punished for things that you previously did, because it actually doesn't work that way. Just so you know. Okay. Um, because that ended with a lot of new beginnings, I'm going to start the next leg, because I want to know, where is this new beginning taking us? And the next leg kind of starts with the star. So in these new beginnings, it's important for us to look to the future with a lot of faith and optimism and have hope. We are good people with good hearts. We're not meant to suffer, right? And even the little inconveniences in life, the tests, the hardships, we know deep down that that's there for a lesson for us too. And it's nothing but the mirror, even when it's like really hard to be in the present with them. And I think that's where the mental releasing needs to come in, where we have to learn to be more present and not worry so much, because worry is something of the future. It hasn't happened yet. We want to be present. We want to be in the body. We want to be in our hearts, and we want to be present in our heads. So I feel like the star is telling us that there's relief to come, to have some faith. So I'm going to pull a couple cards on that. Okay, 3 of Winter, 2 of Summer, Balance. Okay, again with the releasing and the having faith. 3 of Winter is a tough card. I mean, it's letting you know that healing will come in time, no matter how painful a past you've had. So again, it's crazy how Saturn retrograde is a huge theme here. And I should add that Saturn retrograde has been in it's retrograde in Aquarius. It's been there since June 4th. It'll be here till October 22nd, because the outer planets, they move a lot slower and they deal with the unconscious mind. It's much harder to pin down here. So it makes, Saturn likes to make shit hard. It's not here to give you an easy time. So the 3 of Winter is, how can we release the pain of the past and look to this bright future? We have to get out of our heads. We have to focus on how much we've grown since then, how much healing work we've done, how we honor ourselves every day. With the 2 of Summer coming up, I see a resolution to all this, to whatever it is you're seeking. I see a happy, healthy resolution. I see healing. I see relief. I see the universe giving you what's for your highest and best. And then it comes with the card balance, and a balance already came up. It's like you're learning these lessons. You really are. You're learning to take your time with things. You're learning not to rush. And that's another really hard lesson to learn because we've been conditioned this life to just go, go, go and do, do, do. It's a very big shadow of the divine masculine, you know? So I'm going to pull a couple more cards on balance and the Three of Winter. Princess of Spring, Six of Autumn, Eight of Summer. Well, Princess of Spring is kind of telling me, I feel like it's going hand in hand with that star card, and it's saying have hope and go after what it is that you want. Go after those desires. Um, be optimistic, be enthusiastic, trust yourself, trust the universe. Like just go for it. Go for it. This is like good energy. This is very I want to say this is like Aries energy because on the card, the girl is young, princess is usually a younger soul, Aries is the infant of the zodiac. This is very Aries energy. You're going to get some energy back to go with this. And Six of Autumn is about just knowing that all this good stuff that you've been putting out there, it's going to not be for naught. It's going to not be for nothing. The universe loves you and supports you. You're needed here right now. And I even see, because we were so in our heads financially, I actually feel like money is going to free up somehow. And Eight of Summer is, that's always a good card, I feel. It's actually one of the most positive ones I feel when it comes up in a reading because we know that it's time to move on and leave behind a past version of ourselves. At least that's what I'm getting here. And our life is about to change, but it's about to change for the better. There is a huge light at the end of the tunnel that I don't think we could have seen before. I think that we really had to go through the motions of this year, the mental challenges, and we had to have certain experiences in order to get where we are, but to have faith, have that star card, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that we will be honored. And I just pulled one more card to kind of go with that because I was wondering what the light at the end of the tunnel was. And it's the Nine of Autumn, where it's like, be happy for your success, be happy for how far you've come. Um, you've really worked very hard on every part of your journey. And at some point, it's okay to take a pause and be like, damn, I've been through it, but look what I have and look what I've accomplished. And I am so thankful for this success because a lot of what I've always wanted has been fulfilled. And that takes you doing the work. It doesn't happen if we don't change. It doesn't happen if we don't shift. It doesn't happen if we don't work through our karmic cycles. But we've been doing that. Not only am I feeling, I just pulled one more card, just felt like that had to come out there. Um, and I pulled the Hermit. So I also feel like traditionally the Hermit is like pull back and introspect. I feel like with all of this stuff working out for us, we're going to be very spiritually realigned and it's going to create a lot of spiritual growth. I actually feel ascension with all of this. And that's a beautiful thing. Whoops. Sorry, guys, kicked my camera. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next leg, the Princess of Autumn. So I kind of love that I pulled the Prince and the Princess of Autumn. They go hand in hand. Again, I'm getting good news to come. Good news to come financially. Good news to come that is going to change a lot for you. A lot of planning was involved with this. The word responsible is once again coming to mind, and once again, so is Saturn and what he's doing here. I love how I take out 2 decks and I only end up using this fairy deck because I just love it so much. I feel like the downloads are just so simultaneous and they just hit so much and so quickly. All right, what can we, oh, whoop, whoop. All right, well, 6 of Summer wanted to jump. Prince of Spring. 6 of Spring. Okay, we got double sixes, so we know we got to pay attention to 6. For me, the 6 of Summer or the 6 of Cups is a card for my kids. And if you look at this card, it's like these 2 fairy children playing, a little boy and a little girl. They're like, I don't know, maybe they're brother and sister, maybe they're Irish twins, something like that. But actually, what I'm getting from this is inner child healing, which it's funny that this comes up in Gemini because Gemini um always has a very childlike nature to them. They're I call them the Tinkerbells of the zodiac. So I think you get what I'm saying with that, like very mischievous and curious, and they like to have a good time. Like they have a very lightheartedness to them. So I'm getting that there's inner child work surrounding all this. Maybe our conditioning when it comes to our self-worth and value, and along with finances, started as children. We didn't just grow up and fuck up and make all these mistakes. Perhaps we grew up in a family that we constantly felt like we were in lack, or we grew up in a family that wasn't stable or secure and it didn't provide that basis for what that is later in life. Or maybe it's simply that we weren't taught how to work with money. I wasn't taught how to balance checkbook. I wasn't taught about repercussions of credit cards. And sure, maybe that is my responsibility, but at a young age, where do you look for that? You look to your family for guidance. So I'm sensing some big time inner child work coming up around this. So I followed that with the Prince of Spring and the 6 of Spring. And what I'm getting is, while you might feel challenged during this time, like healing work is always challenging, and shadow work and all this stuff, I feel like the restlessness and the passion and the confidence you have is what's going to get you through all this. Like you're going to take action, and you're going to, like, you're not scared of this healing that's meant to come, or the Saturn retrograde or karma, whatever it is. And now 6 of Spring is also telling me more that there's good news on the way and that success is on the way for us. I'm just getting a big, like, we've worked really hard for something, and something is going to successfully reward us for the work that we've put in, and we're just not meant to suffer. Princess of Summer, my second card, one of my other signs, and I feel like this is a sign of compassion, perhaps some self-compassion. 5 of Spring. Let's see. Okay. What I'm feeling is a certain, there's going to be like a shift, right? And the releasing is coming up again. And I think it's also um, releasing the feeling of being at odds with ourselves and others. So if you've felt like you've been at odds with yourself this year, and that usually comes with being way too in your head, I feel like that's going to be released, and we could start embracing the more gentler, kinder, more sensitive, fairy, sweet energy towards ourselves, that loving healing. That's how we heal our inner child too, with that kind of stuff, not with tough love. Um, and the overwhelm is going to trickle away, and I'm going to end with my boo, the Empress, who is a divine feminine, who is connected to earth, who is the queen of abundance, really, at the end of the day. Um, she is discerned. Here's her little baby and her royalty, and she's so powerful and so creative and such a force. Like the world needs her. This is why I have my Empress Ascension, and I want people to embrace Empress energy and become these modern mystics and self healers. Um, like she's everything. This is who we've been working to be this whole time, an integration of the feminine, healed, in abundance, in our power. Wow. Okay. I see I'm having another one of those readings where I'm just channeling so much. I'm going to forget what I say when I write my emails to all of you guys. So I'm going to have to rewatch this before I send it out. I want to pull one more card, and then I'm going to pull an oracle for you guys. Oh, thanks for being on this crazy ride with me. If you can believe it, I am actually about to enter my third trimester. With my third son, we have a name, which I'm excited about. Okay. Nine of spring and seven of winter. It's time for all the previous fog and disillusion we had of ourselves to be released. That mental anguish, let it go. Stop letting our fears and anxieties block us from our greatness, from our success, from our Empress energy. You know who the fuck you are. You've put the healing work in to be this person. Embody that. Embody that. I feel so refreshed and so good after this reading. I think I needed that more than anything else. But I'm just moving my saucer. Let me pull an oracle to kind of close all this energy out. I'm working with the Rose Oracle from Rebecca Campbell. I boldly said this is my favorite work of hers. I love it. Now let me just pull out the attunement card. Get a good shuffle in, because I just want to leave you guys with a message. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh thought, positive outlook. I'm going to read from the book about this. What a pretty card. Well, this whole deck is beautiful. The artwork on it. Is it Katie Louise? It's just like the other aesthetic of her decks. Just so beautiful though. Morning dew. Let's see what's up with that. Okay. There's a special moment when the day is new and the sun still young, when we are too given the opportunity to begin again. The presence of the morning dew welcomes us with the grace of a fresh start, and as the moisture gathers on the rose, it invites us to see things clearly, sometimes in a whole new way than we did the previous day. A new perspective is suddenly here. That's like I tell my kids a lot, tomorrow's a new day and we'll begin again. Healers from all corners of the earth believe in the incredible healing quality of morning dew. They believe that it possesses the same healing properties as the plants themselves, with the dew capturing their essence and clear potency. Practices such as walking barefoot on the morning dew, drinking from the petals of flowers, and placing dew on the body are thought to bring powerful shifts in healing. Actually, never knew any of that. If we're lucky enough to meet the morning in this way, we too may be blessed to the special healing liquid that carries the secret essence of both the earth and the entire universe within it, the morning dew. This card brings a message that clarity is on its way. I love how aligned it is to this releasing mental anguish. Shifts are coming. The future is looking renewed, hopeful, positive, and bright. Keep focusing on your ideal outcome and trust the presence of the potent morning dew. I am open to receiving the potent clarity and shifts of the morning dew. I am open to seeing the situation with new eyes. Well, that is just lovely and so perfectly aligned to this reading. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support. I always say I'd love to do so much more with this channel, but I am one person. I am one mommy. I am one girlfriend. I am one, friend to many. And, my business does come first, even though this is what I truly enjoy. I did it again with the camera. Hopefully I'll be able to keep this up after little boo comes, littlest boo. I can't say little boo because I call Christian little boo and he will not have that. But thank you all so much. You guys can follow me on IG at Erin the Urban Mermaid. Check out my website, erintheurbanmermaid.com. If this reading feels good for you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, share away. I only do this because I have the support of you guys. Thanks so much. Take what you need.